Alright, welcome to the channel, everyone, and I'm glad y'all tuned back in today. And today I want to talk about fishing the free rig. I've never tried it and I want to see what all the hype is about, so y'all stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright, so the free rig, I just put it on my standard Texas rig setup, medium heavy, 7 foot with a 7:3-to-1 gear ratio reel, 15-pound fluorocarbon, and I just got this old slip sinker here you will use for like catfish or something like that. As long as it's got a slip, a ring on it like so, to an open ring, so that line will freely slide in and out. And I just got a regular worm hook with a Senko on there, a Senko style worm. And basically, I know y'all probably can't see it right here, but basically when you throw it out in the water, this weight is supposed to slide down the line and allow that worm to float down naturally, and that weight's already going to the line or down the line. But I don't know, we're gonna play around with it and see how well this thing works. All right, cast it out there. Always check our drag. A little too tight. That's about right. And I was going to drag it on the bottom or lift it up, and when it comes up, that worm would just float back down, and that weight's supposed to go down to the bottom. I don't know how well it's going to work for this time of day, but it's all I brought with me. I just got back from North Carolina yesterday evening about 6 o'clock. And if y'all watched the video, I was on High Rock Lake, is where we stayed a couple nights in a lake house that was loaned to us for the weekend, and that was very nice of the people doing that. And I fished a couple mornings in the evening, but I only filmed the 2 mornings of I stayed out there probably about 1 o'clock on the water, and got skunked both days. It was really tough conditions. It was basically like it is today. It was just bluebird skies, barely any clouds, a slight breeze the first day I was out there. The second day it was slick, not a cloud in sight. And the second day I got a bump on a fish that was under a dock, and I just couldn't get it to commit. After that, I don't know what happened with that deal. I was dragging a jig in that instance, which I tried to drag a jig all day because it was just such tough conditions. But anyway, all that being said, I did talk to a couple of locals and some dudes I've ran across on a kayak group I'm on, and a couple guys on YouTube that actually had videos of High Rock Lake, and just said it was just super tough conditions and nobody really wasn't doing any good them 2 days. So that being said, that makes me feel a little bit better that my getting skunked, it was no different than everybody else getting skunked. So I probably would have caught fish if it was better conditions, but we'll never know until next time we go. And hopefully next time I go will be in the spring, and we can get on some of them High Rock Lake bass in North Carolina. But heck yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time being out there in the kayak like that. But let's see what this free rig's going to do. My eyes have been nodding today. Let's see. if it's going to produce any fish. If anything, I was going to slow drag it on the bottom, and like so, and see what happens. Y'all do too. Stay tuned or stay the lookout, because I'm going to have a video out here in the next couple days of me going over some gear and some new merch that I got for Christmas. So y'all stay tuned for that. It's going to be really good. I'm really excited to share what I've gotten, and I'm definitely looking forward to making that video. I did notice if I get over here with a slack line, throw slack in my line, that weight does go down the string. And pulls that worm, but being that worm is so slender, that weight doesn't have time to actually go down as fast. So I don't know if that's gonna but if I took the worm, I want to try something here. And I don't know, I might get hung up doing this, but you got the I'll show you in just a second. I want to, ouch, my point sharp. Take your worm and do it wacky style. Okay, do it wacky style, and then you got this weight that's free, up and down. Now if I cast it out there or flip it out here real quick, I know y'all can't see it. Oh, that's awesome. But the only problem is, so it's almost like a weighted wacky rig. And what it's doing, well, that ain't gonna work. Maybe you had some way of keeping this from going down. I can squeeze that a little tighter to keep it from going over the eye of that hook. But if you had a tighter ring, squeeze it down onto the line, where it's still slide. I ain't got no pliers with me. And then it'll go up and down this line in deeper water, okay? And it'll get this, it'll get your worm down faster. But when this, see if I pull this line out. But with this weight, when that weight hits the bottom, this worm will be off the water, a couple feet, and it'll just slowly do this number. Oh man, that is awesome. I like that, but the problem is I don't really have the right weights for the what you call it, free rig. So I gotta get the right weights for the free rig, and that will be a killer on slow days. So I'm just gonna have to go back Texas rig with it and just drag it on the bottom, because popping it off the bottom and letting it do that with a Texas rig, it's not doing its full effect as it should. So I can see this being a killer technique, especially if you got like a creature, some kind of creature bait on the back, and the appendages will create a drag and make that, and make this bait slowly fall down. And this free rig would allow it to get it, down deeper and deeper water and cover. This would go down in the grass, and this bait would just flutter down instead of having to wait, having to, like a bullet sinker, just shoot down and snatch it down on, pull it all the way down into the grass, because that bullet sinker has a lot of, surface area in there, where that little ring, not so much. It's very little surface area, so it slides up and down that line a lot easier than that bullet sinker. So that's awesome. I'm sure there's YouTube videos out there that's probably already talked about this. I've just figured that out. Like I said, it's my first time using this deal, so that'd be something to look into. Use the free rig with a wacky rig on it in a little bit deeper water or under docks, and it'll just get it, that weight will hit the dirt or the bottom of the lake or ponds a little bit faster. But the wacky rig will get where it needs to be, but once that weight stops, the wacky rig will get where it needs to be, or your creature bait, and then it'll just flutter down, and it's perfect right there in their face. Yeah, I can see that being killer. Let's just drag this around and see if I can't get a few bites. I forgot to bring my phone, so I need to watch the time. I am on my lunch break. I'm on the deeper end of the lake, and I expect after all this rain and everything, they're probably pushed out deep, hanging out, I would think. But I'm gonna fish here a little bit and I'm gonna move. I need to check the time and make sure I ain't gonna be late getting back for lunch. I'm just gonna drag this on the bottom. Now you gotta wait when the bait hits. You gotta give it a few minutes and make sure that when that free rig, when that weight goes down, it's gonna pull the line down. But once that line stops moving across the water, give it a few minutes, because your other bait's right behind it, and it may not, depending on what you have on there. Like the Senko I got, it's just going straight in, so it probably won't take it. As soon as that weight hits the bottom, it's right behind it. But if you got a crawl style bait or something that's got a lot of appendages, give it a second, let it get to the bottom before you start reeling it in, or moving it, because that bait may not bait it to the bottom before you start working it. So keep that in mind as well. I've noticed that. So like I said, I ain't no expert at this bait, at this technique. It's the first time using this. Obviously I don't have the right weight, but it does work. It does what I believe it would do. Just smash that eye down a little bit so it won't go over the hook eye, because it is a bigger. But I believe those the actual weights you buy for it, I know 6 cents has got some, and but I'm not gonna make a big order because I want to see how effective it is first before I go making some, buying some. So I'll probably get a pack of them somewhere if I can find any, or something similar to it. It's got a smaller eye, and like I said, then I'll invest in it if it's something worth doing. But I see it being very, very effective, especially the summertime, the hot months, the spring time of the year, throwing on beds and around grass edges, and and just, I think it'd just be all around good bait. I don't know so much about the winter time, because you have to lift that bait up off the dirt or off the bottom, and that's a lot of movement. And not to say that won't work, obviously we're doing it today, so I'm just trying to see. But that slow movement back down will probably generate some strikes in the wintertime, I imagine. So we're definitely going to keep using it and see if I can't get a bite on it here the next few weeks. This is probably the last cast here. No bites yet. Like I said, I have to bring my weedless wacky hooks. Or do I have them? Heck, I have them with me. I could have tied one on. I didn't think about it. I left all my tackle at the house, and all I did was bring this rod and my hook in my hook tackle box. I forgot I brought my Senko box. I do have some wacky rigs in the truck, but anyway, dang it, oh well. And next time I do this, I just want to tie the wacky rig hook on there. It's got the weedless, and maybe that helped me from getting hung up so easy on the bottom. And then bring my pliers where I can squeeze that ring down on this slip sinker where it won't go over the eye of the hook, and see what it does. I think that'll generate a lot of bites. Having that worm fall, then when that weight stops, this worm's 2 foot or 3 foot off the bottom. Whenever that weight stops, and that just shimmying right there in the face once it gets to the you know, if you're doing this deep water, trying to fish deep water. But anyway, yeah, that's it's a pretty cool deal here. So but yeah, if y'all ain't tried the free rig, play around with it, do different things with it and see how it works, and experiment with it. I've just been hearing a lot of buzz about it on YouTube, and I was like, well, heck, let me go try it. I had it tied on all week and I didn't try it, so let's try it. So anyway, all right, well, that's it for this video. I just want to throw this one in there and just giving it a shot and get y'all's thoughts on it. So anything you have found out about it I haven't talked about, please leave me a comment in the comment section to let me know. And so that's what we're here to do. We're here to help each other out. Fishermen helping fishermen, you know. Not all fishermen, not one fisherman on YouTube is going to know it all about everything. Everybody's going to experiment with different things. They're going to learn different techniques. Everybody's water is different. So that's what we're here for, man. All right, appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all at the next one. God bless.